This is part 3 of a 3-part series of videos about pediatric vehicular heat stroke, the tragic consequence of when children succumb to the heat inside a hot car. In this segment, we're going to look at some of the strategies, the things that can be done to help prevent these tragedies. Legally, there are 21 states that have unattended child laws. Some of these are more effective than others. For example, Florida has a 15-minute rule where you can leave a child unattended for 15 minutes. Unfortunately, we have seen that in that amount of time, you can reach deadly temperatures inside a vehicle. You'll see a number of other states have also some limitations on how the law can be applied. Ironically, there's 32 states that have laws against leaving pets unattended. 23 states have Good Samaritan laws related to children left in vehicles. This relieves a person of civil and criminal liability if they should rescue a child out of a car, breaking a window, or finding some other way to enter. In other states, though, there is, to the best of my knowledge, I've never seen anyone prosecuted for saving a child. Criminal charges overall only filed in about half the cases of pediatric vehicular heat stroke deaths. 44% are if children are forgotten, and 71% if they're knowingly left. So sort of a skew in that direction. Paid providers are more likely to be charged and get longer sentences. And surprisingly, only about 7% of the prosecuted PVH cases are related to drugs or alcohol as well. Technology is coming to the forefront in many aspects of our lives, and helping prevent some of these deaths. It's also come to the fore. There is, in the latest Infrastructure Act, there will be mandated reminder systems in vehicles by 2025. New vehicles sold in the United States. The sorts of systems that are being proposed are, one is the reminder system, which is what is mandated in the Infrastructure Act now. That is basically a door logic type of system where if a child is, or some other objects put in the backseat of the car, when your trip is over, you'll get a reminder in the dashboard to check the rear seats. There is newer sensor technology that will sense if a child or a pet or even an adult is in the vehicle after it has been after a trip has ended. And then finally, there are a number of apps that are available where you get a reminder on a phone or other device that that you should check the back seat or make sure a child has not been left in a vehicle. So again, the reminder systems are door logic, sensor pads in sometimes in car seats, phone apps. Detection systems are radar, infrared, and ultrasonic type systems. These are mostly in vehicle sorts of system. There's a small number of aftermarket solutions as well. So how are some of these technologies going to help mitigate cases of pediatric vehicular heat stroke? Reminder systems are aimed primarily at the forgotten category children, 53%. The detection systems will help with forgotten children. Also gained access. They will sense if a child is or a pet is left inside a vehicle. And the knowingly left category, unfortunately, detection systems probably are not going to help with those cases. In the United States, there are almost 200 million light vehicles on the road. That's passengers, sedans, SUVs, light trucks. There's about 17 million new vehicles are sold each year. And the average time that a new car is kept is 8 years. The most likely group of adults to be buying new cars are in the older demographics, with only 31% of being less than 45 years of age. Of the 40 million used vehicles sold each year, about 10% of those are recycled up from newer cars. and only about 38% of those used car buyers are less than 45 years old. So if we look at the potential number of lives saved, so this is looking at new and used cars bought by persons 45 years of age or younger, we'll see that 225 lives are saved. Unfortunately, that's only about 30% after, and this is after 20 years of introducing the technology into new vehicles on the road, out of the potential 755 deaths that might occur. So technology can save lives, definitely. But after 20 years, that's only about 30% of the potential deaths. And historically, the last persons that are getting newer technology, newer vehicles, are those in the traditionally underserved portions of our society. So technology will help curb these deaths, but it's not a panacea. It's not the single solution to the problem. There needs to be continued education, deployment of these and other technologies to help save lives, as well as aftermarket solutions. So what can be done exclusive of technology? First of all, cars are not babysitters. Don't leave children in cars for any amount of time. Never leave a child unattended, not for a minute. Easy, easy. If you see a child unattended in a car or other vehicle, call 911. Then if the child looks to be in distress, make your efforts to get that child out of the car. If a child is missing, check the pool first, and then all vehicles in and around the area. These are the places where harm could come to a child in the shortest amount of time. Some proactive things you can do. Anytime you get out of a car, getting the pattern or look before you lock. Make sure all occupants have gotten out of the vehicle when you're unloading. Keep a stuffed animal in the child's car seat. When you put the child in there, move it up to the front seat as a visual reminder. Or put your purse, briefcase, lunch, phone in the back seat. All these things that we automatically grab as we get out of vehicles, so that you're now have another chance to look in that back seat and make sure you're not leaving a child there. Have a plan with your child care provider. If the child doesn't show up, have them call you or have some other way to be in touch. As noted in segment 1, about a quarter of the cases of PVH deaths relate to a child not showing up at a child care provider. Especially in the gained access number of deaths, teach your children vehicles never to be used as a play area. Teach them that if they are trapped inside a vehicle, to honk the horn to get attention if trapped. Teach them how to get out of a vehicle if they should be trapped. Oftentimes, child safety locks will keep them from getting out of the vehicle. And keep keys and remote access devices out of their reach. So these safety recommendations and other resources can all be found at noheatstroke.org. Also, there is an online course from the National Safety Council relating to children in hot cars. And you can also reach out to me directly at jnull@noheatstroke.org.